All right, if you really want to know about that place, I'll tell you, but just this one time. Hey everyone, Matt Swierk here. You know, I'm a local real estate expert right here in Massachusetts with the Legacy Star team powered by Keller Williams Realty. Now, if this is the first time you've come here, welcome. We talk everything about Massachusetts, whether it's eating, sleeping, drinking, playing, what it's like to live in northern Massachusetts. So you definitely want to hit the subscribe button, click that little bell, so every time we make a new video, you're going to get notified. You have all kinds of questions. We have all kinds of answers. We appreciate the support. Thank you for watching. So much fun doing this. You can email us, text us, send us some smoke signals. Just remember, when it comes to Massachusetts, we've always got your back. All right, so today we're going to be talking, we talk a lot about Boston, right? And this is a focus on Massachusetts. And yes, we do talk New Hampshire sometimes. But with so much focus on Boston, it's such a small part of our state. We have a huge population outside of Boston. I keep messing up the words. Outside of Boston. So one of the target areas that people have started to look at is northern Massachusetts, right? There's a lot of cities in Massachusetts. We got some pretty decent ones as far as size is concerned, and the city themselves. I don't want to, kind of mislead people and say we don't have great cities. But you have places like Lowell and Lawrence and Haverhill, and that was a big manufacturing presence, way back when, during the Industrial Revolution. Excuse me. So there's a lot of development that's happened in those areas, a lot of old mill conversions. You got Lowell and Haverhill that are going through some major economic development at this point in time. I'm mixing words together. And it's really, it's just a small hop, a skip, and a jump away from Boston proper. So if you want to be in the city area, you don't have to go to downtown Boston to pay those prices and be stuck in that congestion. Second thing we want to talk about is that northern Massachusetts has, there's a lot of rural areas. So we talked about the city. We got a lot of spread out areas as well. People love kind of the wooded and seclusion of Townsend, Dunstable, Groton, just absolutely beautiful areas as far as trails are concerned and nature. Just be prepared if you're going to be moving to those areas or some of the areas in northern Massachusetts. That's going to come with a little bit more of the colder temperatures, and especially this time of year. What does that lead to? Let it snow, baby. Yes, we can get hit pretty hard. So, and those properties usually have more space. You're not in those crammed little quarter acres. So if you're going to be plowing yourself, like get that big snow plow on there, buy your big snowblower, get that thing ready to go. Make sure you have it tuned up and ready before the first snowfall hits, because yes, I've been in that situation where I'm going to turn the thing and it's like, hope it doesn't snow too bad because I am not shoveling. Okay, so just be prepared for that. Another thing, with northern Massachusetts, we have Massachusetts has great school system. Boston has great school systems. But the biggest thing, as far as northern Mass, you got places like Westford Academy. You have Chelmsford High. You have Lawrence Academy that's over in Groton as well. You have UMass, as far as getting into the upper levels of education. So definitely a great area as far as school systems are concerned. So keep that in mind. Another thing that northern Massachusetts is going to bring to you, or that you're going to experience there, because of urban sprawl and being away from the cities, you're going to have less traffic, you're going to have less congestion, you're not going to be as tight, like I just mentioned, as far as some of those other communities. So keep that in mind. If you don't want to be on top of your neighbors and be able to touch their house when you look out their window, northern Massachusetts, or outside the city is definitely going to be a better option for you, right? Another thing is that you're so close to the proximity of all these great outdoor activities, right? So you have, we're going to talk winter sports, right? But, we have skiing, we have snowboarding, not a lot in Massachusetts itself. We have a couple mountains here. I'm not a skier or a snowboarder. I'm not one of those people, so I do snowmobile. Well, I've done it 3 times in my life, so I don't know if I can fit in that category. And I did snowshoeing when I was up at college in New Hampshire, so I did that a couple times too, so I don't know if I can fall in that category. I know you got to lift your knees when you walk, right? You can't drag your feet. So anyway, that's my lesson for today on snowshoeing. But you're so close to everything, because I look at the North Shore of Boston as kind of the gateway up into New Hampshire and northern New England. So So you're close to, a lot of hiking, skiing, snowmobiling, snowboarding, a lot of outdoor activities. There's so much to do as you get up into northern Mass, and then you want to go up into northern New Hampshire as well. There's trails that even run, one of the towns I mentioned, Townsend, they have ATV trails, snowmobile trails that go all the way up from Townsend all the way up into Canada. Right, same thing. There's a rail trail that starts off as a bike trail over in Air, Massachusetts. That goes up into northern Massachusetts and just into southern New Hampshire as well. So that's a really popular bike trail. There's a couple other ones that popped up because of that, but that's a great way to. I wasn't gonna say waste a day, but it's really cool. I don't know how many other places have bike trails, but you're going through like some meadows and little rivers, and it's very, very picturesque for New England. I know there's rivers and fields and other places, but of course the egotistical maniac in me says, well, of course we have the best ones. All right, so what's my judgment on that? I don't know. I've made a statement. It is what it is. Another thing, as far as northern Massachusetts, and this is funny because I grew up in the Boston area. And I moved out to north central Mass years and years ago, and I moved a little bit closer, and then we're moving again. And but it was funny because being a city kid, it's hustle and bustle, it's go, go, go. No one wants to make eye contact. It's like, let me just get to my next thing so I can just keep going, right? We don't have that like stop and smell the roses. I laughed a couple weeks ago. I was down in southwestern Massachusetts, the southwest part of the country. And my wife was like, oh my gosh, like it's so slow, and I'm like, this is what fast pace is to these guys. Like, we got to just kind of be a little less aggressive and just let them do their thing, because we want to be flying around. I want to jump over the counter, like, let me make my drink, let me get this thing going, but you don't do that. I don't know where I spun off there, but so as far as the northern Massachusetts, I was talking about where I used to live. There's a lot of tight-knit communities north of Massachusetts, and there's a lot of small little tight-knit communities that make up these bigger communities. So if that's something you're looking for, you can get it in a suburb area. You don't have to be, way out in the suburbs. There's a good little mix there. And so if you want that small town feel, you definitely have a lot of that up in northern Massachusetts. But then you just pull a little bit closer, you're going to have that city living, just like we discussed at the beginning of the video. So just some very basics as far as the northern part of Massachusetts. We can get really, really deep. That's, if Boston doesn't sound like your cup of tea, definitely come to northern Massachusetts, because that's going to be the northern border is going to have so much to offer you. And stay tuned, because in the future we're definitely going to do some vlogs and going out to see some of those other communities. All right, so we know you have lots of questions. We might have just given you more questions because this video is pretty vague. But listen, whether you're coming here to move, whether you're coming here to rent, if you're going to come, just to check out the place, we love all the interaction. We have so much fun with it. We appreciate you watching. Be patient with us because we get so many inquiries, and we just get back to you as soon as we possibly can. When it comes to Massachusetts, you have questions, we have answers. Just remember, we've always got your back.